Players often struggle with this aggressive backhand volley and they don't realise that their whole body should be going into it. So that's what we're going to discuss now. Hi guys, Sandy here. So many players struggle to be aggressive with their backhand volleys and they often don't get enough power to try and finish the point. So in this video, we're going to talk about how you can increase the power on your backhand volley and potentially hit winners from that shot. The first thing to note with the backhand is that if you get a high backhand volley, it's very difficult to generate a lot of power from up here. And this is exactly why the World Padel Tour players play a lot of balls high to the backhand volley. You often see this off the return or during the rally, they'll hit high to this side because for anyone, even those top players, you can't generate a lot of force with the muscles, you know, on the external rotation on your shoulder. Yeah, so this is firstly one thing to note. If it is high, you want to play a more controlled shot, and I'll link to a video up here of what you should be doing with that high backhand volley. But anything above kind of head height, you want to think a little bit more conservatively. Yeah, so the first thing we're going to talk about is actually the height that you want to be aggressive on is a little bit lower, almost at kind of shoulder height here. So the second thing to look at is the type of ball that is coming to you. Obviously, we've just established that the height is approximately at shoulder height, and obviously if you're a little bit taller, you can have, a little bit more trajectory downward in the court, but ideally you want it at shoulder height, and you also want it at a medium to slow speed because you need time to recognize that it's a weaker ball and actually one that you can generate a little bit more power on. If the ball comes to you quickly, you don't have time to kind of load your body and then step into the shot. Yeah, so you want something that is shoulder height, medium to slow speed, and ideally something that gives you a little bit of a tell from your opponent's position. Yeah, if they're in a weaker position and they're scrambling, you can often think, oh, I might get an easier ball on that next one, and then you can mentally prepare yourself for that shot. So part of the reason we need more time is to generate the power really from the feet up. Yeah, so the technique for this is from your ready position here, you actually want to load your back leg, your left leg, really from the toe first, because it's the toe that is actually going to be the driving movement for the rest of your body. Yeah, it's a kind of chain reaction that goes through your body. So if you want to generate more power, you'll step with that left leg and then you're going to push forward into the shot. Yeah, you want to have a little bit of rotation, and if you've got more time, you can actually have that rotation slightly further back so that you get extra power from that rotation as well. And the most important thing is the timing. Yeah, so you want to kind of do this, load that leg, get that racket back by shoulder height, and then drive into the ball, contacting just slightly in front of the body and then going through that shot, really making sure that you kind of contact and follow through the ball so that you can kind of get that power through the contact, because often players stop and then they lose that power that they've generated from the toe up. So this is the technique if you want to really kind of get a lot of power on that backhand volley. So when we're looking at common errors for this shot, it's always to do with the preparation, or usually anyway. Yet the players do not have a good ready position here. They've got the racket down, and if the racket is down and I want to hit a high backhand volley, it's got to swing all the way from here up to here. Now you've got to think that I've got the time to take that racket back and then swing forward, and then they end up late on the ball and they open the racket face and then they wonder why they're hitting towards the back glass or they hit out. Yeah, so really important to have this racket up here in your ready position, and then when you turn, making sure you're doing this on the right ball where you've got enough time. If the ball is too fast and you try to be too aggressive, you end up with the contact slightly further back, and again you have that same response where you lose control of the ball. Yeah, so making sure that you're in a good preparation position and you're choosing the right ball to do it, and then you have time to load from your legs and hit a really nice backhand volley. So another way to make your backhand volley a little bit more effective is put a little bit of slice on the ball, yeah? And you can use that as a drop shot or an attacking slice volley, and I'll link to that in this video up here. This will be a good place to go if you want to see how to put a little bit of slice on your volleys. And then also, don't forget to subscribe. We're really happy that you've come to the channel. Thank you so much for supporting us, and if you subscribe, it will help grow the community and therefore have more paddle players here.